Most men are weak. They apologize for their strength. They lower their voice, avoid eye contact, and shuffle through life trying not to offend. They've been trained to ask permission just to exist. And if that's you, then hear this clearly. No one's coming to save you. This isn't a motivational pep talk. This is your wake-up call. You've been lied to. You've been told masculinity is dangerous, that your natural drive, your assertiveness, your hunger for dominance is something to hide, to tame, to be ashamed of. You've been sold a lie that comfort is happiness, that softness is virtue, that silence is safety. You bought into it. You traded your instincts for approval. And where did it leave you? Scrolling endlessly, numbed out, chasing distraction while your purpose rots in the back of your mind. Look around. You've been neutered by comfort. You've been softened by likes and comments. You've been distracted by dopamine, while real life, your life, has passed you by. You wake up every morning with that dull ache in your chest, that gnawing feeling that something's wrong. It's not depression. It's not anxiety. It's your spirit screaming at you for abandoning who you were born to be. You feel lost, unfulfilled, aimless. But let's be real. It's not because the world is unfair. It's because you surrendered your edge. You gave up the fight. You chose comfort over challenge. And now life feels hollow. That's not a coincidence. It's a consequence. But that ends today. Today, we stop apologizing for being men. Today, we stop asking for permission. We stop shrinking to fit into a world that hates strength. You're not here to be liked. You're here to become undeniable. And that starts with a decision, a hard, ruthless decision to kill the weak version of yourself and resurrect the one who was built to lead. Welcome to the channel. This is where men stop playing small and start owning their lives. If you're ready to rise, to reclaim your strength, to lead without explaining, like, share, and subscribe. Now let's get to work. You've already felt the tension, haven't you? That pull inside your gut that tells you you're made for more, but that somewhere along the line, you lost the fire. That's what this video is here to reignite. See, this isn't about becoming something you're not. It's about remembering who you were before the world told you to dim your light. Before you were taught that being a man meant being a problem. Masculinity isn't the problem. Weak men are. Men without a backbone. Men who fold under pressure. Men who wait for permission to act. That's the real disease infecting our generation. Not strength, not aggression, not dominance, but the absence of them. And the cost? It's everywhere. Broken homes, lost purpose, wasted potential. Every time a man refuses to lead, refuses to rise, refuses to take responsibility, something dies. A relationship, a dream, a legacy. You've been raised to explain yourself, to ask for validation. Is it okay if I speak? Do you mind if I pursue this? Sorry, I didn't mean to offend. Masculinity has been turned into a dirty word. But here's the truth most won't say out loud. Masculinity isn't about approval. It's about action. You either do or you don't. You either rise or you rot. And the man who leads with clarity never has to explain himself. We live in a culture that censors confidence. That demonizes ambition. You're told to tone it down, fit in, be more passive, more understanding. And if you push back, you're labeled toxic. How ironic is that? The very traits that built civilizations, strength, discipline, vision, are now seen as threats. You're expected to apologize just for being decisive. Sorry for being direct. Sorry for having standards. Sorry for setting boundaries. Enough of that. Masculinity is not an apology. It's a responsibility. This video matters because the consequences of male weakness are not personal. They're global. Weak men don't just suffer privately. They create ripple effects. Fatherless homes, broken commitments, passive leadership, destroyed potential. Every time a man chooses weakness, someone else pays the price. A man's strength is not just for him. It's for his family, his tribe, his mission. And when that strength is buried under fear and apology, the entire structure collapses. This isn't just about personal development. This is warfare, not against women, not against society, but against everything inside of you that's keeping you small. That voice in your head that tells you to stay comfortable, don't speak up, don't go too far. That's your enemy. In this video, this is your battle plan. You won't find sugarcoating here. No feel-good nonsense. This is not a motivational speech. This is a call to arms. I'm going to give you the weapons, the mindset, the habits, the mission to stop apologizing and start dominating. Because here's the bottom line. The world does not respect explanations. It respects execution. You don't earn respect by being nice. You earn it by standing tall when others fold, by speaking truth without flinching, by walking into every room like you belong there, because you've put in the work to deserve it. So lock in. This isn't content. It's combat. And by the end of this video, you'll either rise a man or stay a boy hiding behind excuses. So now that you understand the mission, now that you see the battlefield, it's time we look in the mirror. No more hiding. No more maybe tomorrow. Because if you're still watching this and nodding your head like it's just a good talk, you've already lost. This isn't theory. This is your life. And if you're not disgusted with how far you've let yourself slip, then you haven't been honest with yourself in a long, long time. Let's start with the truth. You're addicted to comfort. You sleep too much, scroll too much, think too much, and you act too little. You know it. You wake up with your phone in your face. You delay your day with 10 taps of the snooze button. You fantasize about the life you want, but you treat your body like trash and your time like it's infinite. And what do you have to show for it? A bloated to-do list, an untrained body, and a mind flooded with guilt. Comfort has become your god, and it is slowly, quietly killing you. You want change? It's not found in ease. It's forged in pain. Comfort is your silent killer. You don't grow in ease. You grow in resistance. That gym you avoided? That difficult conversation you put off? That business idea you shelved? Those were your opportunities to evolve. And every time you chose later, your manhood weakened. You think you're avoiding discomfort, but really you're avoiding growth. Let's talk about how you were raised. You were taught to be nice, not strong. Be polite. Be agreeable. Don't make anyone uncomfortable. Sound familiar? But here's what they never told you. Nice guys get used. They get stepped on. They get passed over. Being nice without strength is not virtue. It's vulnerability. It's a sheep hoping the wolf doesn't notice him. Real strength isn't aggression. It's not barking at everyone in your path. It's the refusal to be a doormat. It's the unshakable confidence that comes from knowing you won't break, no matter who pushes. And that strength doesn't come from being nice. It comes from discipline, standards, and boundaries. You don't need to be liked. You need to be respected. But you don't want to be judged, do you? You fear judgment more than you fear failure. You fear being disliked more than you fear being irrelevant. So you tone yourself down. You walk on eggshells. You swallow your words. You mold yourself into whatever the crowd accepts. You're not leading. You're begging. You are living for the approval of people who don't even respect you. Remember this quote: "He who angers you conquers you." If people can silence you with a dirty look, if they can guilt you with a disagreement, then you're not a man, you're a puppet. And every time you shrink back instead of standing firm, you hand the strings to someone else. And let's talk about your voice. You talk too damn much. Weak men overtalk. They over-explain. They justify every decision. I only did this because I just want to make sure you're okay with stop. You dilute your power with every unnecessary word. A grounded man speaks once, and it lands. A lion doesn't explain why he hunts. He just hunts. Be the lion. Own your decisions. Own your space. Speak less. Move more. Silence backed by action is 10 times louder than empty opinions ever will be. And let me hit you with something Denzel Washington said, something most men today ignore. Ease is a greater threat to progress than hardship. Think about that. You're running from difficulty, thinking it's the enemy. But it's comfort, your obsession with ease, that's stopping you from becoming the man you're meant to be. So why are you chasing ease? Why are you building a life that revolves around minimizing discomfort instead of maximizing strength? Every time you choose easy, you make yourself weaker. Every time you dodge pressure, you forfeit progress. The man who fears struggle is already defeated. Understand this. Your strength is not built in the light. It's built in the dark, in those moments when no one's watching, when it's cold, when it's hard, when it's lonely. That's when real men are forged. And if you're still looking for a sign, if you're still waiting for the right time to start being serious about your life, this is it. Because here's the truth you've avoided for years. You're not a victim. You're not unlucky. You're undisciplined. You've been coddled by comfort, paralyzed by fear, and softened by excuses. But all of that can change if you stop lying to yourself. If you stop running from the fire and start walking through it. Now, let's get practical. Let's talk about what you can do starting today to claw your way out of the pit. The next section, it's not theory, it's tactics. And if you apply them with intensity, your life will never be the same. Now that we've stripped away the illusions, the excuses, the comfort, the victimhood, what do we do next? You're standing in the wreckage of your former self. And that's exactly where we need to be. From here, we rebuild, not as the boy who's been hiding behind softness and approval, but as the man who's finally ready to lead himself. Because masculinity isn't a feeling. It's not something you identify into. It's forged through action, through choices made over and over again, especially when it's hard. This next part isn't a pep talk. It's a battle plan. You asked for direction. You asked how to stop being weak. Then pay attention, because we're not wasting a second of this. Step 1. Decide what you stand for. A man without values is a man easily manipulated. And that's exactly what you've been, manipulated. Pulled in every direction by trends, peer pressure, fake virtue. If you don't stand for something, you'll kneel for anything. Write your code. Yes, write it down. What do you believe in? What won't you tolerate? What do you expect from yourself? Every single day. This is your compass. And when life comes for you with chaos, with pressure, with temptation, this code will be what keeps you grounded. Without it, you're just another man drifting with the current, wondering why you never feel strong. Step 2. Speak with precision. Words are tools of war. And most men today speak like they're asking permission to exist. You say maybe when you mean no. You say I feel like when you need to say this is what it is. Stop softening your language. Stop asking for agreement. Be clear. Be firm. Be concise. Because vague men get vague results. And when you speak with weight, people listen. Don't raise your voice. Improve your argument. Desmond Tutu, let that sink in. Loud doesn't mean strong. Clear means strong. Step 3. Detach from reactions. Here's a harsh truth. Every time you seek validation, you surrender control. Every time you wonder what they'll think, how they'll respond, whether you'll still be liked, you give your power away. You are not built to be a consensus builder. You were built to stand firm in the storm. Not everyone will like you. Good. Because if everyone likes you, you've bent so much you've become invisible. Detach from their reactions. Speak your truth, live your code, and let the weak sort themselves out. Step 4. Practice saying less. Silence used correctly is a weapon. Try going a full day, speaking only when necessary. Watch what happens. People start leaning in. Your words begin to carry weight. Your presence becomes felt, not just heard. Weak men ramble. Strong men measure. Speak like your words cost something, because they do. Every unnecessary word is a withdrawal from your authority. Step 5. Let your actions speak. You don't need to post your goals. You don't need to announce your grind. You don't need a public mission statement. Just do the work. You want to be respected? Then deliver. Consistently, quietly, relentlessly. The men who move mountains aren't shouting about it. They're too busy moving the mountain. Make action your language. You want to be a man of value? Then stop selling and start building. Your life is the only proof anyone needs. Step 6. Set boundaries without guilt. Here's where most men fold. Confrontation. Someone disrespects them, crosses the line, drains their time, and instead of drawing a hard line, they smile and comply. Why? Because they don't want to seem rude. But setting a boundary doesn't make you cruel. It makes you clear. You don't owe an explanation for protecting your peace. You don't need to justify your standards. Say no. In the conversation. Walk away. And do it without guilt. Because when you teach people how to treat you, you either earn their respect or expose their agenda. Step 7. Master your mornings. Your day is won or lost before 8 a.m. You sleep in? You scroll first thing? You skip the gym? You've already lost. Wake up early. Train your body. Plan your moves. Mornings are where men build momentum. And momentum, once built, turns into discipline. You don't need motivation. You need rhythm. When the first hour and the rest falls in line. Step 8. Keep promises to yourself. You want to know where confidence really comes from? It's not your looks, not your car, not even your income. It's self-trust. Every time you say, I'll do it tomorrow, and don't, you chip away at that trust. And every time you keep a promise to yourself, even a small one, you reinforce it. Start small. If you say you're waking up at 5, get up. If you say no junk food, mean it. Confidence is built in silence, brick by brick, through promises kept in private. Step 9. Eliminate time wasters. Look around. Your time is leaking. Mindless scrolling, endless gaming, pointless conversations, overconsumption of content. You're drowning in distraction. Audit your day. Track your hours. Cut the fluff. You don't have time to be average. You want to change your life? Then guard your time like it's sacred. Because it is. And no man ever built a legacy binge-watching other people live theirs. Step 10. Surround yourself with fire. Your circle is your future. If your friends are lazy, you'll become lazy. If they tolerate mediocrity, so will you. Find men who challenge you, who hold you accountable, who push you forward. Iron sharpens iron. And if you're always the sharpest in the room, you're in the wrong damn room. You want to stop being weak? Then live differently. Every single day. No more talk. No more tomorrows. No more making peace with the version of you that's been holding you back. This is your blueprint. Apply it like your life depends on it, because it does. In the next section, we'll go even deeper. We're going to talk about what happens when you finally stop explaining yourself and start walking with unapologetic purpose. You've got the tactics now, the blueprint, the battle plan, but there's something deeper, something more dangerous to ignore. Because a man isn't built on action alone. He's built on rhythm, on discipline, on the rituals and mental frameworks that anchor him when the world starts spinning. See, actions are sparks, but habits are fire. And when you combine fire with purpose, you become unstoppable. So now, we hardwire the code. We're stepping into the daily disciplines, the masculine rituals, the inner armor. This is the part most men skip. They get hyped for a week, they change their wallpaper to some stoic quote, and then they go right back to the same weakness. Why? Because they never became the type of man who follows through. Let's fix that. 1. Mental fortitude. You want to be dangerous? Start with your mind. Read every single day. Not tweets, not memes. Books, philosophy, strategy, history. Learn from men who built empires, led armies, died on principle. Meditate. Not just to relax, but to dominate your focus. Train your ability to sit with yourself, to confront your thoughts, to resist the chaos. Fast, not just from food, but from comfort. Go a day without dopamine. No sugar, no phone, no music. Sit in the silence and feel the edge return. Weak minds panic. Strong minds calculate. You want to lead your life? Then put your mind through battle drills daily. 2. Emotional discipline. Your emotions are not excuses. They're signals. But modern men have confused feeling everything with mastering nothing. You get angry? Good. That means you care. But if your anger controls you, you're a slave. You get anxious? So what? Use it. Transmute it. You stay calm in chaos? That's power. Masculine strength is not loud. It's not reactive. It's composed, precise, unshakable. Don't be the man who yells. Be the man who doesn't need to. Because when you're calm, everyone else starts listening. 3. Physical presence. Your body is a message. What's it saying? If you walk like prey, eyes down, shoulders slouched, steps uncertain, don't be surprised when life hunts you. Train your body like it's a weapon. Strength is not just for the gym. It bleeds into your confidence, your posture, your tone. Lift, run, spar, push your limits. Walk like a man who knows exactly where he's going, even if he doesn't. Look people in the eye. Take up space. Speak clearly. You don't need to intimidate. Just exist with presence. That alone will shift how the world responds to you. 4. Financial responsibility. Let's get this straight. If you're broke, your power is limited. You don't need to be a millionaire, but you do need control. Control of your bills. Control of your investments. Control of your future. Money is not just about lifestyle, it's about leverage. You can't walk away from toxic environments if you can't afford to. You can't lead a family if you're scrambling every month. Budget. Build. Sacrifice short-term pleasure for long-term power. Because a man who depends on everyone else will always be beneath them. 5. Spiritual confidence. What do you believe in? And I'm not talking about religion. I'm talking about foundation. What's your higher purpose? What keeps you steady when life tries to break you? You need something beyond yourself. Maybe it's God. Maybe it's legacy. Maybe it's truth. But if you don't stand for something beyond comfort, you'll fold every time temptation knocks. Spiritual confidence is quiet. It doesn't need to convince. It just is. Man conquers the world by conquering himself. Zeno, start there. Conquer your urges. Conquer your ego. Conquer the part of you that wants the easy way out. 6. Resilient routine. Every real man has a routine, and not some half-baked morning checklist he copies from Instagram. I'm talking about rituals that fortify his mind, his body, and his will. Wake up early. Cold shower. Read. Train. Plan your day. End the day with review. What did you win? What did you waste? And what will you fix tomorrow? Routines create rhythm, and rhythm creates momentum. Without it, you're just a man reacting to life instead of creating it. 7. Delayed gratification. This one is brutal and necessary. You want to know what separates the boys from the men? It's the ability to wait. Wait to spend. Wait to reply. Wait to act until it's strategic. Delayed gratification is the core of every successful man. Because he's not living for this hour, he's building for the next decade. You're not chasing dopamine. You're chasing dominance. Train yourself to wait, and when you finally strike, do it with precision. 8. Strategic isolation. You don't always need to be social. Sometimes, real growth happens when you disappear, when you shut off the noise, when you step back from the fake praise and empty conversation. Use isolation to recalibrate, to rearm, to rebuild. Every strong man knows how to be alone without being lonely. Because when you finally re-enter the world, you do it sharper, clearer, and dangerous. 9. Zero complaining rule. Here's one of the simplest but most powerful habits. Stop complaining. For 30 days, don't complain once. Don't whine. Don't vent. Don't play victim. Every time something goes wrong, fix it or shut up. This alone will rewire your brain for responsibility. You'll stop waiting for rescue, and you'll start acting like the hero. 10. Aggressive accountability. Track everything. Your workouts, your spending, your habits, your time. If you're not measuring it, you're not mastering it. Stop trying to do better. Start proving it with numbers. Accountability hurts, but it builds warriors. When you see the cold, hard facts of your own inconsistency, you have two choices: change or lie to yourself. Choose change. 11. Purpose over pleasure. Finally, understand this. Comfort is not the goal. Pleasure is not the mission. You were not built to chase comfort. You were built to conquer. So stop asking, does this feel good? And start asking, does this make me stronger? Purpose will require pain, sacrifice, long nights, hard choices, but it also builds men who can't be broken. And that's who you're becoming. Because once these mindsets and habits become who you are, you stop being a man who tries to be strong, and you become a man who is. You see, all the habits, all the discipline, all the strategy in the world mean nothing if you keep hiding behind delay. If you keep telling yourself soon, someday, next week, that's the voice of weakness. That's the enemy whispering to you in your own tone. You don't need more time. You need more truth. The kind that stings. The kind that lights a fire under you. So here it is. No fluff, no excuses. Get to work. Stop sitting around consuming content like it's a substitute for action. Another podcast, another book, another motivational reel, it won't change your life. It's mental junk food if it doesn't lead to execution. You already know what to do. Wake up early. Train your body. Speak up. Make money. Build something. But instead, you hesitate. You wait for perfect timing. You overthink every move like life is some careful game of chess. Newsflash, you're burning daylight. While you research, other men are building. While you scroll, they're stacking skills. Get out of your head and into the real world. Results don't come from knowing. They come from doing. Let's drop the fairy tales right now. There's no magical mentor who's going to swoop in and fix your mess. No perfect woman who's going to complete you. No YouTube video that'll install confidence into your spine. You're the plan. You are the strategy. You are the rescue team. The moment you accept that, everything changes. Because then, every excuse dies. You stop waiting. You stop hoping. And you start moving. Here's a reality check. Every time you tone yourself down to be less intimidating, you weaken your core. Every time you ask for permission to speak, act, lead, you're betraying your nature. Masculinity is not something you need to apologize for. It's not something you dilute to fit in. It's something you sharpen to stand out. You weren't born to blend in. You were born to impose order on chaos. And if the world can't handle your presence, that's their problem, not yours. So, burn the script. The one they gave you, the script that told you to be safe, polite, agreeable, easy to like. Tear it up. That version of you was built for approval, not impact. You weren't designed to be liked by everyone. You were designed to be respected by the right ones. And that only happens when you stop explaining, stop justifying, and start becoming. You don't need permission. You don't need to be qualified. You don't need to wait until you're ready. You need to move. Start the business. Have a conversation. Say what you believe. You're not an imposter. You're just untested. And there's only one way to fix that. Throw yourself into the fire. You got time, but not forever. There's a window, a season of life where you have energy, fire, hunger. Waste that, and you'll live the rest of your life with regret chewing through your soul. It doesn't matter how many years you've wasted already. What matters is that you don't waste today. This moment right here, this one, you'll either use it or lose it. The best revenge is massive success. You want to silence the doubters? Outwork them. You want to crush the voice in your head that tells you you're not good enough? Outgrow it. You want respect? Earn it in silence. Build your world and let them watch. Because nothing screams dominance louder than a man who never explained himself. He just built and conquered. So here's your blunt truth. Stop whining. Stop waiting. Stop looking for someone to carry you. Pick up the weight. Carry it yourself. You want to win? Start now. You want to be a man? Act like one. And when you do, when you kill the excuses and choose action over analysis, you start becoming the kind of man that commands respect without ever raising his voice. And that's exactly where we're heading next. Let's talk about how to embody silent authority, the type of strength that doesn't need to be loud to be lethal. You made it this far. That already puts you ahead of most men. Most won't even look in the mirror, let alone face the harsh truths we've broken down today. But you stayed. You listened. You absorbed every punch, every challenge, every demand for more. And that means one thing: you're ready. You're ready to stop playing small. Ready to stop explaining your ambition. Ready to walk into the world with your chin up, shoulders squared, and purpose etched into your presence. Because when it's all said and done, you don't owe anyone an explanation for being strong, focused, or ambitious. You don't need permission to be masculine. You don't need to shrink to fit someone else's comfort zone. You're not dangerous because you're powerful. You're dangerous when you don't use your power. Masculinity is not a flaw. It's a force. Not a crime, but a calling. This world doesn't need more nice guys. It needs protectors, builders, disciplinarians. It needs you at full volume, unapologetic, focused, grounded. The kind of man who doesn't beg for respect because his very presence commands it. And if you're with me on that, if you're done explaining, done apologizing, done shrinking to appease soft expectations, then prove it. Right now, in the comments, drop 4 words. I lead. I don't explain. That's not just a comment. That's a creed. That's our signal. Our war cry. our brotherhood handshake. Because this isn't just a video, it's a movement. You see, this channel isn't for everyone. It's not for the comfort seekers, not for the cowards. It's for the men ready to build a new standard. Men who forge discipline in silence. Men who speak with weight, move with certainty, and live by code. Men who don't chase trends, they set them. Men who lead, not by noise, but by presence. You're not alone. There's a brotherhood forming here, right now, of men just like you. Men who've had enough of weakness. Men who are done with dopamine distractions, done with over-explaining, done with the shame of masculinity. And every time one of us levels up, we all do. So here's your mission. Starting today, stop explaining. Start becoming. You want to earn respect? Then build the kind of man who doesn't need to ask for it. Live with so much discipline, strength, and clarity that your actions speak louder than any defense ever could. And if this video lit a fire in you, don't let it burn alone. Share it with a brother who's been drifting. Send it to the man you know has more inside him but needs that wake-up slap. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications, because this isn't entertainment. This is battle strategy. Welcome to the front lines. Now get out there and lead.